Harbaugh now heads to the Los Angeles Chargers.
He wins everywhere. He wins, period.
Justin Herbert, he's a crown jewel.
Well, you guys better enjoy this.
Quick snap, Herbert to throw. Has a man, touchdown!
The fans loved it.
You have to love what you're seeing on tape if you're a Chargers fan, especially for the future with Justin
Herbert on the move and throws and touchdown.
I was just trying to show off.
We're going to be known as world champions. And we're going to do it or die trying. Don't let the powder blues fool you.
Who's got it better than that?
Guten Tag, folks. Welcome back to the Charger Chat. I'm your co-host, Will Doug, sitting with my buddy, Kyle, the Coach Duggan.
We had to put Kev on IR this week.
We did. Poor Kev. I messaged him, and he is deep in the. He's so close to the finish line on this horror movie that he just needs one more day, folks. Just one more day of rest, and he can come back at full strength.
It's a Khalil Mack Wednesday practice. It's not injury related. It's just rest.
It's just rest for the poor guy. He did send me a clip last night of a pretty gruesome death that I can't wait to see in the movie. So it's exciting, folks. But hey, we're not here to talk about movies. We're here to talk about the Chargers. This upcoming game against the Saints. We've got tons to talk about, and we've got a Craig experience lined up for you. So let's waste no time and start at the top. Talk about at least the one good thing, the one shining orb that we are clinging to right now as a positive for this team going into the next game is the Chargers defense, folks. They are still the number one defense in points allowed in the entirety of the NFL, folks. We might be 3-3, but we still got the best damn defense right now going into this game.
Yeah, I think that's what lends to all the buzz right now at the trade deadline of we just need it. Last episode, I said maybe we're not just one piece away from being really good. I think maybe we might be just one piece. Like you look at how good the defense is with backup guys. Like when we get our starters back in there and everything's really clicking, like the defense feels pretty set right now. And the offense just doesn't have that explosive play in it.
Right.
So it does feel a little bit like we are one piece away. So obviously, a very biased fan, and I want them to make a trade at the deadline because it's fun. I think we are a good enough team. We should be in the playoffs, and I want to be competitive. But it does feel like a top-end wide receiver right now could change a lot for this team, not just being the best defense in the league and having a 3-3 record. Instead, we start scoring more than 20 points a game and winning all of these.
Right. It's still it's almost baffling to me how we've completely flipped it comparatively to last year. Like solid offense, and our defenses have just been struggling under the Staley era. And now we've got the top defense in points allowed, which is just crazy. And again, like you said, with backups, man, this has been a team that's been without Joey Bosa. We had backup cornerbacks in there this last game as well. Yeah. So it's the one glimmer of hope that we can hold on to, and just hoping that in these next few games that the defense still stays strong and gets them through, man. Let's go to a 6-3, man. We have to be able to go 6-3 in these next 3 games.
100%, especially with a lot of the teams we're set to play being sellers at the trade deadline. Like they're not going to be getting better.
Exactly.
So we have to win these next 3 games. It is crazy, this stat that you have up here, this graphic. It's last year we gave up 23.4 points per game.
Yeah.
This year, more than 10 points less per game. We're at 13 points per game allowed. Now, 10-point difference is gigantic. Imagine if our offense jumped 10 points a game the other way. Like that's
the difference.
Incredible. Yeah, I can't. Yeah, the defense is so fun. They're keeping us in every game. If it wasn't for them, there would not be a whole lot of hope in the Charger world. I think Greg Roman's seat would be, which I don't think is very hot, but it would be on fire if it wasn't for these games being close because of the defense.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, you talk about us being one piece away. I'm curious to know what that one piece is, because I know a lot of folks are talking wide receiver, tight end, but this also just came out. The highest QB pressure rates this season. Number 1, Will Levis with the Titans, but tied for number 2 is Anthony Richardson and Justin Herbert, man.
Yeah.
That is not what you want to see when you've got your 2. I mean, we had one game where our 2 starting tackles were not in.
Yeah.
But otherwise they've been in, and we are still, Justin's getting pressured 39%. Well, that's a lot, dude.
I know, but I think a big piece of that still goes back to wide receiver.
Yeah.
We just don't have anyone that defenses respect. So they're just going man and blitzing every play. So it's like if you have somebody out there that they have to respect, that can beat you on every play, it changes all of those pressure rates. I mean, it's not as if Justin's holding the ball too long. Right. I would be interested to see what the blitz against rate is for the Chargers versus all the other teams, because the amount of pressure that they're bringing and just playing man coverage behind it has to be tops of the leagues. That's what every defensive coordinator is drawn up, because you get extra guys in the box to stop the run. And if they do play action or we throw it, you have guys in his face right away with no fear of getting just torched behind it. So I think that elite wide receiver, if you can find one for a good deal at a good place, I think it could fix a lot of this QB pressure rates as well.
Well, and it's not just wide receiver. I mean, we're looking for playmakers in general. Anybody that can catch this ball, because we all saw the last game, Will Dissly was the number one receiver for the Chargers. So tight end is a group that's being talked about as well. And the top name that's being talked about for the Chargers is David Njoku from the Browns. Multiple teams around the league have made contact with the Browns, and they've made connections to the Chargers, the Colts, and the Broncos. So, I mean, we need somebody that can catch the ball, bring it in, be a threat, be somebody that, like you said, they have to respect as a playmaker. And whether it's wide receiver or tight end, at this point, I don't care. Just somebody healthy that can catch the ball.
we didn't talk about the Chiefs just getting laid up into DeAndre Hopkins as well.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I forgot about that. That was
conditional fourth round pick for DeAndre Hopkins.
I hate it.
Like, what the frick? Why can't that be us?
So much. I know. Because we saw Amari Cooper. Where did Amari Cooper go?
Bills.
He just made it. Bills. That's right.
Yeah, he went to the Bills. Yeah, I mean, there's teams loading up, and I'm obviously the Chiefs being 6-0. There's reasons, and their receiving core being kind of dog doo-doo with Rashee Rice out. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense why they did it, but how come we weren't in that conversation? It feels like DeAndre Hopkins just boom, I'm going to the Chiefs. See you later.
Yeah, for a fourth, man.
Yeah,
fourth,
a conditional fourth. I think it's like
fourth.
Yeah, it's like if he hits certain numbers, it's a fourth, but if not, it's like a fifth or something. So,
oh my God,
they got him for nothing.
Wow. Yeah, I'm honestly shocked that we didn't see any moves in the bye week. I was really expecting that to be a situation, and it just ended up not happening. But at this point,
we got Jalen Reagor, dude. What are you talking about?
I guess.
Dude, chef's cooking. What are you talking about? He's bringing guys in left and right.
You're right. I don't know what I was thinking. But yeah, getting a guy like David Njoku would be great. I mean, there's other wide receivers still. I mean, Mike Will's still floating around out there. I've heard Darius
Slayton.
Yeah.
Deontay Johnson. Those are kind of the big names right now. I feel like if it's not Mike Will, the other ones are just kind of like additional pieces. They feel like DJ Charks, you know?
Right.
It's a piece, which is good, but we need that guy that can go stretch the field. It will require draft capital, obviously, but we need a dude. We don't just need another body out there that's serviceable. We have plenty of those. None of our receivers are. I'm not saying they're bad at all. These guys, I love what Ladd's done early in his career. He's the leading receiver on the team as a rookie. Palmer has flashed a little bit here and there. Quentin Johnson, when healthy, has had a great season so far.
Yeah.
It's just we don't have the guy. So if it's not a dude, I would rather keep the draft picks and just hope we can get this thing figured out with who we got.
Makes sense.
Because it needs to be a top end wide receiver, or it just feels like we're just gremlins. We're just putting water on these guys and creating the same thing.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, like you said, we need guys that defenses are going to have to respect and just not load the box and play man and blitz on every play and pressure our poor quarterback into. I mean, I just watched a play of him getting from this last game. He's getting tackled by two Cardinals, and thank God gets the ball out still to Will Dissly to turn it into something. I mean, the guy, he's just such an underappreciated quarterback that if you just get him the weapons, which I know that's the other thing too. I mean, I keep thinking back now to the draft of like, we got Joe Alt, and there were other people that were like, no, we needed Malik Neighbors or Marvin Harrison Jr. or Roma Dunze, like any of those guys, like as a playmaker for Justin Herbert. And I totally get it, but it's like, now that you've got Joe Alt, everything else is just going to start kind of falling into place. It hasn't yet, but I keep thinking back to that draft. Like, was Joe Alt the right pick? Should we have gotten a dude for Justin Herbert to build and grow with? Do you feel that way?
I mean, the thought has creeped, but I think you needed both. Like, we needed both of those. We needed a receiver and a right tackle. Right. I would not feel, even if you had Malik, if you have Trey Pipkins at right tackle, he's not going to get the ball to him. There's not enough time. So you needed both. I think Joe Alt he's going to be the guy for a very long time at tackle for us. Mm-hmm. I still love the draft pick. And I think now you can go out and get creative with finding a guy here at the trade deadline. I mean, how many tackles are on the board? Even if your team sucks, you're still not likely to give up your starting right or left tackle. Yeah. If they're Pro Bowl caliber.
Yeah, that's true. There you go. Well, we've got our upcoming game is up against the Saints, and NFL Films has not let us down because everybody has predicted the Chargers except Adam Rank yet again. Adam Rank. I don't know what we did to you. I don't know.
Dude, he got it right last week. He was the only one right in the Cardinals game, so he's just rolling the dice. Yeah. He's riding the hot hand that is not the Chargers. Yeah, I don't know, man. I felt very confident against the Cardinals. And even more so, it feels like this week against the Saints with what they have on their injury report. Yeah. And what they've done what they've ripped off 5 losses in a row now. They're on a real heater right now as far as not being able to win games. They were 2-0 and then just boom, 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 just getting beat up. I mean, they played good teams. They beat the Panthers week 1 and the Cowboys, which we thought was a good win, but maybe it's not. The Cowboys are not very good. Right. So, but then they took an L to the Eagles, the Falcons, the Chiefs, the Bucks, and the Broncos, which all above 500 teams. So all pretty good teams, but just with some of the injuries they have, and you can go through some of these did not practices, but you have a backup quarterback in Spencer Rattler, who was a late round draft pick as your starting quarterback. Right. This Jesse Minter defense they'll be able to turn it on and get after him, I think.
I hope so, because that's the one thing really that was missing from this last Cardinal game was a freaking sack, man. Yeah, I don't think we got one sack that last game. So
I think the game plan with a dynamic runner like Kyler Murray was keep him in front of you, like keep your pass rush lane. Don't let him scramble, which he did a couple of times.
Still did, yeah.
But I think that is a little bit more of the make him beat us as a passer, which he couldn't do. He threw for 120 yards, didn't do anything really through the air. Marvin Harrison had like 30 yards receiving. Mm-hmm. So overall game plan worked, but having guys that can maintain pass rush that lane and still get after the quarterback, that is a little bit what was missing last week.
Well, hopefully one of those pieces we get to see come back for this upcoming game, and that's Joey Bosa, who was on the injury report with his hip injury, but he's gone from did not practice to limited practices this past Wednesday and Thursday.
Headed in the right direction.
That is a good thing to see, because Chris Rim also tweeted out that he didn't see at the Chargers practice Will Dissly, our freaking number 1 receiver from this last game, was not practicing. And linebacker Denzel Perryman, which I don't know what happened there with him. I think he's shown up on the injury report with a toe injury, so don't know what happened with his toe, but that's not a good sign.
It's old man. That's a vet injury. You don't see rookies going out with toes. That's a vet thing.
Ooh, my toe, my big one. I'm out. Take me out. And then wide receivers, Ladd McConkey and Darius Davis were working off to the side. And Quentin Johnston wasn't practicing. He was out there with a T-shirt and pants. And none of that is good things that you want to see, especially with a wide receiver room that's already banked up. I mean, that was the other thing, too, that I'm thinking back to was like, boy, we got a stacked wide receiver room. We are deep at wide receiver. And now when you have somebody like Quentin Johnston and Ladd McConkey not necessarily getting full practices in or not getting practice at all. Yeah, Ladd McConkey, hip injury, did not practice. And Quentin Johnston with his ankle injury hasn't practiced. So it's like, all right, so we're going to have Josh Palmer, Stone Smart, Semi Fehoko,
and hopefully DJ
Chark. Like, oh boy, that's
Brendan Rice, baby. Tough. Let's roll the dice on the young guy.
Come on, roll the dice on Brendan Rice. Make a bumper sticker out of it, please. Looking at the rest of this injury report, DJ Chark getting limited practices in. Christian Fulton, hamstring, limited practice. Hayden Hurst getting limited practice in. So, hey, we might have at least a couple tight ends out there as well.
Dude, John Taylor, how did we not put him on IR? He's missed 4 games now. It feels like a roster spot he's just consuming every week.
I thought he played last game. Did he not?
Did he? I don't know.
The Cardinals? I thought I saw him make
you're right. No, you're right. He did play. Yeah. My bad. Yeah, he's back. He's
on the injury report every week.
Yeah. Yeah.
He is at least making the effort.
Up.
Yeah.
That's true. He's fighting through it.
Fibby. But that's not a good sign. I mean, Denzel Perryman as a vet, he's just been such a thumper to this. Yeah. I mean, he's been making plays every game, so it's not a good sign to see. But the New Orleans Saints, they are just as banged up, but they've got guys coming back. Taysom Hill looking like he's going to come back. Alvin Kamara at least getting limited practices in. Chris Olave might be coming back as well. So, I mean, cornerbacks, they're going to be put to the test as well with the wide receivers, and hopefully we can keep up with them.
We got no running backs on our injury report.
Oh, that's true.
That's nice.
I mean, Gus Edwards is on IR, but yeah.
He's on IR. He's not on the injury report.
He's not on the injury report. So
we got guys that are playing are fully healthy.
Right. So hopefully this is a game that the running game can bounce back to as well. Get Dobbins, Haskins, Vidal, get those guys some plays, get that run game going, and then it's a get right game, I feel like.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah. New Orleans has allowed 146 rushing yards per game. They're down there at 30th in the league.
Come on, guys.
So we have to be able to turn it on and get that thing going. That is a staple of our identity. This week has to be the week that gets going.
Well, you know what I also see on here that we don't have on our injury report? There's no linemen. There's no linemen on this injury report. So
our tip is sharp this week.
We've been sharpening off to the side, just eyeballing
no dull
that
tips.
Saints game coming in hot. So
who also plays every single team, special teams, offense, defense, and I've never seen him on the injury report? Who? Scott Matlock.
Oh, Jesus, yes.
He's an Iron Man.
Let's make some plays for the redheaded stepchild that is Scott Matlock that plays in every aspect of this game. I mean, he's the silent guy that I think is contributing most to the little successes sometimes that we get for this team. He is always there, and I haven't looked at his snap count. I know Pomper puts out a snap count to see who all's been in on every play, but I bet you he's there quite a bit. And folks, we want you to be there quite a bit for our sponsor this week, Underdog Fantasy. It's the greatest time of year again. Football is back, and it's here to stay till February. Over 1 million fans across 33 states got into the game last year by making picks on Underdog, where you can win up to 1,000 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on your favorite player stats like touchdowns, passing yards, and more. So should I get a coin to flip here, Kyle?
Yeah, we got to start. This week, Saturday, Sunday, I'm getting the coin out.
Oh, you got it.
I'm not making any of my own picks anymore.
Okay. We're
done with
leaving it strictly up to chance, folks. And sometimes that's exciting to see what might end up happening. So making picks on Underdog is straightforward, and signing up is even easier. Just head over to Underdog's simple-to-use mobile app or UnderdogFantasy.com. Sign up with promo code CCHAT, and Underdog will give you a free pick to use on your first Cash Pick'em entry, plus up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. That's Underdog Fantasy, promo code CCHAT to claim your new customer special of a free pick and your deposit offer. Must be 18 or over 19 for Alabama and Nebraska, over 19 in Colorado for some games, over 21 in Massachusetts and Arizona, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Void in Colorado. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. Arizona, 1-800-NEXT-STEP. That's 1-800-639-8783. Or text NEXT STEP to 53342. New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY to 467-369. And while you're done making your picks, you can head on over to our Patreon, patreon.com/ChargerChat. Check out all the cool, fun, silly stuff we got going on over there. It's Friday, so you better believe something's going to get posted over there at Patreon. That's patreon.com/ChargerChat. And if you don't want to go over there, it's totally fine. You can go on over to our regular website, chargerchat.com. Check out all the cool stuff we got over there. T-shirts, hoodies, and stickers. You can chat it up with other Charger Chatteteers in the members section and ask questions and ask about fam. So go check out chargerchat.com. All right, folks, it's time to go on to the next segment. You know him, you love him. It's the Craig Experience.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Come on in, man. Kick your feet up.
Oh.
Craig Experience.
Hello there.
Make yourself at home. Got some stuff to talk about, right? Moving on.
Yerp. It is week 8, and we got action. Now, unfortunately, it's coming on the back of a loss to the Arizona Cardinals, which I don't think anyone suspected, but I'll be honest. I had a really weird feeling about this game going into it, and it ultimately ended up being justified because we got a comedy of errors that led to a Chargers defeat. But hey, if you've been a Bolts fan for long enough, you've definitely seen worse. 3-3 is not the end of the world, but also your boy's not here to shoot smoke up your tuchus. There are absolutely things that the team needs to work on, and hopefully some adjustments will be made moving forward, but plenty of season left to go, and you got to be down for the ride. So with that said, CC gang, the biggest of salutes, and to the rest of the Boat fam, what is going on? It's your guy Craig in Texas, and welcome to this episode, this newest edition, week 8 edition of the TCE. Let's get to it. Yeah, there's no reason for me to recap this game, as you've already undoubtedly heard it done at least 60 different ways this week. But what I will say is we probably need to revisit at least a couple things, just as talking points. Hopefully that the Chargers will adjust going into this weekend's matchup. Before I go any further, though, CC boys, if you guys have this answer, feel free to let me know once this wraps up. Folks out there watching, drop it in the comments if you want. I'm curious to know how many of the Chargers' offensive drives have started inside of their own 10-yard line, because, man, it feels like the majority of them do. And with the way that this offense has to strain to move the ball, it's tough goings almost every week, unless there's like a sudden change turnover or a bad punt, a couple of other factors. Maybe they get a decent kickoff return. A lot of these drives are taking almost the full length of the field. And right now, because they don't have what it takes to make the explosive plays, it's forcing them to have to put together very strategic game plans, which as an offensive coordinator, you need to anyway. But man, there are only so many plays you have when you have no choice but to make these long 15-20 play drives. But I digress. If you guys find that information, let me know, because I am seriously curious, genuinely. But speaking to the offense, right? Here's the thing. What concerns me is that the foundation of this offense is the running game, and it's been rather inefficient recently. Specifically, in that Monday night matchup, playing against a Cardinals team who has one of the worst defenses in the NFL, they just couldn't get it going. We know the interior of the offensive line is still an issue, unfortunately, and J.K. Dobbins is having to work really hard to get very little. I'm seeing him having to bounce the ball to the outside way too often, but there isn't much developing in the A and B gaps, and so he's just taking what he's given, and sometimes he's just trying to make a big play, and I completely understand that. But what I would love to see happen more often going forward are drives that start off with 10 given an opportunity to deal. You don't have to run every first down. You can toss the pill around because you have a high level, highly talented quarterback at the helm that can produce. I mean, you saw him do it on Monday with limited targets to throw the ball to, although he did spread it around as much as he could. The fact of the matter is that there weren't a ton of playmakers on the field for him. And again, let's talk about just how special Justin Herbert is, shall we? Let's never forget this. The man threw for a season high 349 yards. And we're talking about between QJ missing time or this game due to injury, Ladd McConkey clearly playing at less than 100%. That was no small feat. And also your leading receiver in this game was your tight end 2, who's primarily a blocker, and Will Dissly, no disrespect, man, but he had 11 targets. And if you asked Will Dissly, honestly, the last time it was that he had that many targets in the game, he'd probably tell you when playing Madden. But in real life football, I would be shocked if it's ever happened. Maybe not even going back to Pop Warner. But again, no disrespect to Will. The fact of the matter is that's not what he's known for primarily, but it's kind of what was available for him. So that's what they were doing. The other thing that was muffled in the midst of this letdown was the fact that Justin Herbert also became the fastest player to 1,700 completions in under 70 games at 68. But it didn't really matter because we all felt pretty down in the dumps about the outcome. So another record for the youngin that just kind of seems to go by the wayside because there are all these other things that you have to critique and you can't really enjoy it for what it is. But I definitely wanted to call that out because it shouldn't go without saying. And can we just be honest? He needs a primary weapon at this point, specifically one that can produce in the red zone. The Chargers are currently sitting at 30th in TD scoring efficiency in said red zone. Unacceptable, specifically when you have a quarterback of this ability, man. You got to give him someone who can produce once you get inside of the 20. It's just got to happen. Having a fantastic kicker, and shout out to Digger the kicker for just an amazing performance. Want to again call him out there because he deserves it. That 59-yarder had like at least another 6 to 7 yards on it. It would have been good from further out for sure, in my opinion. But it'd be nice to take advantage of a weapon like that when you have to, but not out of necessity. Because Monday, if it weren't for Dicker, who knows what that score would have looked like. Just all around, I consider them in need of, say, for instance, I've already mentioned this in past segments. I'd love to see them go after a tight end. Like my option one would be David Njoku from the Browns because they're a complete dumpster fire. Deshaun Watson is now out with a ruptured Achilles. So I believe Jameis Winston is the next up to bat at QB. And they're not fighting for very much. I wouldn't be surprised if they put a big old yard sale sign out and more players get moving. Amari Cooper's already gone. So there's probably more on the way. But Njoku, I mean, again, considering what he would be on offense for Herbert, I would say he's more of like an easy button guy, can help you move the ball on third down to convert, moving beyond the sticks. He will make life easier for the wide receivers and their ability to work to get open on the outside. He can be a seam stretcher. And again, someone that you can get the pill to in the red zone and turn some of these threes into sixes. I mean, even in addition to Njoku, it might be worth considering going after like a tier 2 or 3-ish wide receiver. More of a field stretcher, say like a Darius Slayton, for instance, from the Giants. When you think Slayton, think slightly more nuanced T. Billy. Chargers fans, we loved him when he had his time with the team. But also, let's not forget that DJ Chark is returning this week and see how that goes. And maybe an addition of a wide receiver won't be necessary. But I think they absolutely need to get a number one tight end threat. From there, we can go into the defense, who is still leading the NFL in points scored. That's crazy. They only gave up 17, but they do need to recover from last week's tackling lapses. That can't continue. We all know the challenge Alvin Kamara will present on Sunday, but it seems like Taysom Hill may actually be back. And he's an athletic, physical Swiss Army knife that the Chargers can't afford to let get rolling. So got to clean up the tackling. As far as coverage is concerned, it wasn't horrible on Monday either. Specifically when you're talking to having 2 fifth-round rookies out there and Cam Hart and Tarheeb Still, who continue to do very good jobs. I mean, again, pressed into action like this, I think they're performing pretty well. And with all this being said, folks, I will be in SoFi on Sunday. Please don't lose to the Saints. Please don't do this to me. As a lot of you out there know, I, born and raised in Louisiana, the majority of my family are Saints fans. And since the offseason, once this game was announced, it was always circled, and everyone's kind of had their trash talk up until they ran into some really bad luck, specifically with injuries, and they got off to a really good start. Things have gone downhill. What I don't want to have to do is, for the next week at least, have to hear them gloat about how their patchwork team came into our house and walked out with a dub. My wife is also a Saints fan, so I'll have to hear that crap in my own home. I want no parts of that. So Chargers, I need you guys to go out there and do your thing. Make this happen for your boy, if nothing else. I know I'm a very small part of this fan base, but with that being said, I support and I don't ask for much. Just give me this. Anyway, y'all know who it is. Till the next time, Mr. Bolt Ganger Do Not Bang, aka TOP_FLYT3 over on Twitter. And you can catch me as a co-host on the Lightning Round podcast. And by the way, if you guys see me at the game, do feel free to come by and say hello. I am approachable. Even though I've been told I look intimidating and mean, I'm really not. I'm just a Taurus. I give off that energy. And yo, fellas, appreciate you as usual. Every year, the guys make this possible. They give me an opportunity to go to one of the home games in their seats. And I absolutely obliged for this one. There's no way I can miss a Saints versus Chargers game. I mean, it's the Louisiana kid. You know what it is with me. So appreciate you, fellas. And again, until the next time, I guess keep bolting up and okay. Love you. Bye.
Well, there you go, folks. Another killer Craig experience. Craig, thank you so much
Craig,
for all the info. And as a matter of fact, after you mentioned questioning our starting position, I just happened to have a little bit of free time, so I decided to look it up. Now, I didn't look at kickoffs because most of the kickoffs now, even with the new rule, they're just kicking it out of the back of the end zone.
Yeah.
And I didn't look at like fumbles or interceptions as far as where our starting position is on those drives, but I did look at punts, and it is interesting to look at the punts. So we've had currently 28 total punts this year. 9 of them have been at the 10-yard line or less. And there have been a few that have been at the 1, the 2. Yeah. We've had 2 of them at the 1-yard line, 1 of them at the 2-yard line. So those are some deep drives. And we've had 15 of them at 15 or less. So almost half of our punts have been at the 15-yard line or lower this season.
Yeah.
So that's tough. That's a rough go. Yeah, that's a long drive.
It's so far, and that's why the big play is so necessary to get out of that and to put together an 85-yard, 90-yard drive. It's not going to be consistent. It's not going to happen more than once in a game, if that. So, but it's like, what do we attribute that to? And I don't know exactly what to attribute. It's not as if there's a whole lot that the return guy can do if they're just punting from their own 50-yard line. I guess it's giving up too many first downs, not enough just instant 3 and outs, yeah. But that's a lot to that's a lot to ask. I need a 3 and out.
I mean, because I the one game that I think we were the most successful in that regard was the Panthers game, because most of them we were starting at like 25, 36, 35. We did have one where we started at the 1, but most of them were at the 25 or better. Yeah. So I mean, and that was a Panthers game where they were going 3 and out, and so they were kicking from like they're either 30 or 25 or something like that. So we need, I don't know. It's hard to, it's just tough because, I mean, Darius Davis was so good last year as a rookie and just like getting little chunks and even running one back to the house. So, I mean, having him be injured is not ideal, but, and I don't know what the special team is going to look like now if Vlad McConkey ends up not playing. I mean, you're going to have Rager and Haskins back there. So, I don't know. Redemption for Rager maybe this week. We'll see.
But yeah, it's definitely a big part of it. As you watch the game, like keep an eye on where we're starting with the ball and where the other team is, because the Cardinals were consistently starting with the ball. It felt like at the 20-yard line, right, pretty consistently. And with 5 field goals, I mean, that's 5 times they're starting at the 30-yard line. So
right,
we got to get the ball in the end zone. We starting not inside of our own 10 is going to be crucial in any football game. So definitely something to keep an eye on in this game coming up. And yeah, the late round picks contributing immediately is awesome. Like so good Big to time. See. That's what you see with teams like the Chiefs and the Patriots during their run. It's like, how'd they get this guy in the 5th round? Like he's out there killing it. So that's kudos to Ortiz and the guys over there making those picks late round that are actually contributing in a pretty big fashion right out of the gate.
Right, exactly. And there's an opportunity for one more 6th round pick to possibly make a contribution on this upcoming game. Brendan Rice, baby, please.
Let's see.
The fan base wants him. They want to see what he can do. And we might have that opportunity here in this upcoming game. So, Craig, have a blast at SoFi.
Yeah.
Please, folks, if you see him, say hi. He's the sweetest guy in the world. I haven't met him yet personally, but I've talked to him every ding week. And so
I didn't know that.
Yeah, the one game that you guys went with him, I couldn't go.
Yeah,
I was
you got sick.
And I think
sucks.
there was another game I was supposed to go to SoFi that he was going to be at that I couldn't go to. So it's just, I'm jealous of everybody else that gets to see Craig. So please make me more jealous and say hi to Craig and get pictures with him and everything like that.
Yeah. Don't make his buff exterior fool you. He's a
sweetie.
Sweet man. Yeah.
So Craig, thank you. Have a blast. And now, folks, before we end the episode, it's time to give out bolt predictions. I asked Kevin to give me a bolt prediction on set. He was too sweepy. There was too much blood, too much gore. So he texted me his bolt prediction. Kevin's bolt prediction is going to be 2013 Chargers with a tutty to DJ Chark. Hopefully.
I like that. I just want to see DJ. A bold prediction is DJ playing. That would be great.
That's right.
Getting a touchdown is very,
sniffing
very
the field would be great for DJ.
Yeah.
And getting a touchdown would be awesome, especially if it's in the fashion that we want DJ Chark to be, which is those deep throws. Get a deep one to DJ Chark, take it to the house. First play of the game. That would be sick. Just let's start it off strong. What do you got, Kyle? What's your bold prediction?
We have to score more than 20 points. We just have to.
Yeah.
So I'm going 28, and that's 4 touchdowns. So I'm going 28-10. I just have to speak it so it happens.
Sure.
28-10. But I also have a pick 6. I don't know who it's going to be. I guess I'll go Tarheeb. I think we're going to get pressure on Spencer, make him throw the ball. I'm going to go a Tarheeb still pick 6.
Okay. All right. I like that. It's got to be more than 20 against this banged up.
I mean, if you look at the season that we've had so far, 20 is a pretty safe bet, but we got to get more. I'll just go, I'll say 24, 12. Nice. Flip the field goal game on them.
24-12. Yeah. Let them only kick field goals. And I'm going to say that I'm going to say Joey Bosa gets 2 sacks.
Nice.
Joey Bosa comes back and gets 2. Utah, give him 2. All right. There you go, folks. Bolt predictions in the books. That's going to do it for this Friday episode. Hopefully, we're sitting down with you guys Sunday night for an instant reaction. But at the very least, we will see you next week on Tuesday. Kevin will be back. He'll be fresh as a daisy, fresh off of a movie, and we'll
see.
Yeah, he better be. He better be.
He goes right back to dad duty, so he'll probably
that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
But that's going to do it for us here at Charger Chat. Any final thoughts there, Kyle?
Man, is Justin Herbert just going to keep throwing more and more yards? Are we due for a 400-yard game, you think?
I think so. Well, I mean, I don't know, man. Like with wide receivers being as banged up as they are, I don't know.
Yeah, and then you're going to see that graphic. Justin throws for 400 to these guys all over the league again.
Listen, I mean, if we can start doing the more of those checkdowns, man, to the running backs. I mean, more of that Kamani Vidal type throws, get him in the end zone.
The screen game slows down the pass rush. Like, I feel like the screen game has to be a little bit bigger part of our repertoire.
Please. All right, folks, there you go. That's going to do it for us here at Charger Chat. Don't forget to bolt up because we're ready for any squad, any place.
Okay, love you, bye.
Okay, love you, bye.